What's up, YouTube? Got a really cool project that I've been working on, and I'm going to go ahead and admit I've done a pretty poor job of recording my progress, but right here I'll show you guys in just a second. We're building a really awesome waterfall, and we're doing it on the cheap with PVC pipe and spray foam and a little bit of mortar. So hope this thing turns out. I'm about 75% through with the project now, but I will definitely post a video of the final project when I get done. But thought you guys might want to see this, and we'll look around in the new jungle house too a little bit and show you where I'm at in the progress. So really cool greenhouse we've got here, so stay tuned. You're going to want to see this one. So I know it doesn't look like a whole lot now other than a buttered popcorn sculpture in the corner of this greenhouse right next to this cooling pad. But hopefully this is going to turn out to be a multi-tier waterfall. So water will come out up there, the very top, trickle down into the first pool, second pool, maybe a third little shelf right there, and maybe, well, see, 1, 2, yeah, 3, and then the pool. And then that will spill out into a little pond that'll be just a small little creek going through here towards the birds' cages, and then it'll get pumped back. I'm building some little areas right here, just piling up a ton of foam. I'm going to cut out, recess it so I can stick pots down in there, orchids that are blooming or whatever's got some color to it, just to kind of give a little visual pop right there that I can change out too. But it's been a super fun project. I ordered some foam. Let's see here. This is what I'm using, and I got this off Amazon, as well as I bought that fiberglass that I was going to use off Amazon too, but I decided against it. I think it's just been too tedious. It definitely would add a lot of strength to it. Hopefully I won't regret that decision, but you guys know me, love my Amazon. They bring everything right to me, so I just order everything and don't have to go to the store. So what I've done, built the skeleton with PVC pipe, got probably 100 feet of 3/4 inch PVC pipe all glued together, as well as connected to the metal structure of the greenhouse for added strength. Larry, I don't know why in the world, every time I try to do a video, the birds have got to do something. Anyway, PVC pipe, and then I just took foam and I started going over the PVC pipe, in selected areas, and then letting it dry for in some cases only, a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes or so, letting it hard enough to then come back and add the second layer. A lot of fun. However, I will tell you that my fingers were like this when I got done, because that is a ton of foam. That's probably about 30 cans, maybe 20, 26, somewhere in there. And so squeezing that little plastic trigger with your finger, it sure can get to hurting after a while. This is a couple days worth. I work on it a little bit each evening when I have time. And so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to, I did cut off a few of, like, this was sticking way too far out. It didn't look natural. It was like a big old bulb. So I trimmed off a few spots I didn't like. But then I think with multiple coats of my mortar, it's going to really fill in any deep pockets and recesses and hopefully resemble rock a little bit more. Got a little bit of cracking right there. So this is going to take a couple of coats. And what I've done there, I got this stuff, of course, off Amazon too. And also I'll put in the description below. If you go down and click that, it'll show you all the products that I've used. And I'm trying a little bit of the window and door foam back there too, just because it said it's more UV resistant. So I'm putting that on the outside. But anyway, this concrete cure and seal, using it to mix in with the concrete. You can really supposed to do it after the concrete's hardened, after the mortar's hardened. You come back and put that on, but I'm mixing it in with the mortar too, just because I don't want any leaks on this thing. So mix that in, and then I've got some different pigments that I'm trying. I've got, let's see here. Which color is this? Okay, this is charcoal. That one's charcoal as well. Then I've got some tan right there. So I'm just going to experiment and see what looks the most natural to me. And then also got the bonding adhesive, and that's the water replacement. It just helps the concrete to really, really stick together. I only want to do this once, so I'm just trying to do the best job I can to get the mortar, you know, to be as rigid and waterproof as possible. So I just mix up small batches, and I just take my gloves, put some latex gloves on, and I'm just smearing it. I tried a paintbrush, but it didn't work all that well. So I'm just going to do the whole entire thing with the mortar, and then add, you know, little different colors. Like up top, let's see if I can zoom in and show you guys. I tried a little bit of the brown, kind of looks like dookie, so I don't know. I may need to use the less brown, or just kind of maybe streak it in too. I'm going to experiment with it, just see what looks best. It looks more natural. So I did put a little bit of brown right here, and not really like the way that looks. So I'm gonna have to experiment with that, but never done this before. And oh, one important thing that I just realized, I also use hardware cloth. So PVC pipe first, then hardware cloth attached and just covered the PVC to give me something to attach the foam to even better, and hopefully provide a little bit more strength. It shouldn't be too heavy. The foam, I mean, literally weighs hardly nothing, but it'll be the mortar, of course, that's going to give it a little bit of weight. And I've got my rubber liner tucked up under here, and now I'm going to tuck it up under there, and then continue my mortar on down. Not exactly sure if I'm going to do the entire creek in mortar, or if I'll just rock it and leave the liner as the, you know, the liner that holds that doesn't allow the water to escape. So pretty cool project. Hopefully it's going to turn out good, but I will definitely keep you guys posted. Oh, one other thing, I'm going to drill a hole down in the bottom of this pool, put an LED light in so that at nighttime when the water is cascading from pool to pool, hopefully that'll add a real cool effect. Then I'm going to build some areas out on each wall where I can put pots and plants, and I've got to find a way to soften the transition from the waterfall to, you know, this poly. So that's what I'm going to do with plants and probably moss, stuff like that, just so it doesn't look so out of place, you know, a hopefully naturally looking waterfall with the commercial plastic and metal. Try to soften that transition up a little bit. But there we have it, guys. So y'all got to stay tuned. Go ahead and hit that subscribe and the little bell down there, so when I post the final video, hopefully of a beautiful cascading waterfall, you guys will be able to be notified and you can check it out. Now, as promised, let's walk around the jungle house a little bit, and let me show you guys where I'm at with that progress. Panning around to the left, we got the big cooling pad that's doing a great job. I wish y'all could feel the air coming through that thing. It's so much cooler than outside. It cools at 15 degrees. Water just trickles, is in a PVC pipe up in that top gutter. It trickles down the cardboard, and the fans down at the other end, way down there, are pulling the air through that moist material, giving the evaporative cooling effect, and it cools at 15 degrees from whatever is outside. Absolutely amazing. This house, I don't think, would work without this, because we've just got, you know, too many sensitive plants that, you know, just can't be that hot. And it feels like air conditioning. Everybody's always amazed at how good it feels in here. And I oversized it a little bit just to make sure we could get as much cooling effect as possible. So we just want this whole house just to be as tropical and jungle-like, you know, as we can, and just make it look natural with the birds, so that you can bring kids down here and let them see Larry and Bertle and all the other birds, and just kind of get the jungle effect. Got a new banana leaf that just unfurled today, and look at it dancing. That thing is pretty. That should go on up to the roof. That's a 1,000 fingers banana. The little bananas are supposedly come off the trunk, and they look like little little fingers because they're small. Hence the name Thousand Fingers. Got some nice philodendrons here. Some Scindapsus. Well, tons of philodendrons. Sansevieria. Ashley's really pretty Hoya rope. Well, not a Hoya rope. Looks like a rope because it's 10 feet long, but it's blooming. Isn't that pretty? And she's got a little cactus area that she's built that looks great. I got my TV installed so that we can, when we have garden clubs or whatever, I can put things up on the TV to show pictures of whatever I'm talking about. Got some shingle plants, the Monstera dubia, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. They're going off their boards, they're getting so big, growing so fast. Everything's growing really, really well in this greenhouse. Another Hoya blooming. And we've got a big Thai constellation there, and then a bigger Thai constellation up top. Some more philodendrons. Got some beautiful pink princess right here. Painted lady. More philodendrons. Some Frydek, which we have the variegated Frydek too. I don't know if she's got any for sale just yet, but the regular Frydek's pretty in its own right. A couple of Monsteras, some of the mother plants. Some Birkins down there. Crocodile fern, bird's nest fern. Some Syngoniums, I think that's neon right there for only $6. We've got some tiny dancers, Alocasia, real cool little plant. Some caladiums, staghorn ferns, ponytail palms, all kind of other Syngoniums and other cool little ferns. A lot of calatheas. Got my piece of driftwood hung up. Well, I'm going to do a lot more stuff up in the upper section of the greenhouse just to kind of give it that tropical feel. We got this dude, Larry. What's up, buddy? What you doing, dude? You being bad today? You just playing? Yeah? You just playing? So got Larry there. A couple other birds. Don't have their home built just as I want it just quite yet, so they're just kind of still chilling. Let's see, a bunch of this Calidora Alocasia. Beautiful big leaves. For sure will add tropical look to your home. Nice Phalaenopsis. Orchids, and check out the back of this Anthurium. This is a Veitchii, or the king Anthurium. Of course, the front looks like that, but that back with those cool ribs, that's just neat. And more Anthuriums down that way. Got quite a few more Anthuriums here. All kind of different species, and I've been experimenting with cross-pollinating them, and I see we've got a new flower that just opened up right there. Good many new elbows, or elbow cuttings on that heat mat right there. That thing has been money. A little more expensive than your average heat mat, of course, but it's got a probe. If you see that wire going down right there, it's got a probe that goes down there, and I can set it at what temperature. I've got it at 82. And keeping that soil warm, buddy, it makes a huge difference in the success of rooting plants. Some nice philodendrons that are variegated, white knight, white princess. Some Warocraeanums. I've struggled with those. I don't know, they just don't like me. Got one pretty leaf coming. Hopefully it was just the other greenhouse that they were at as to why they weren't doing good. But in here it's perfect. Your humidity is controlled, temperature is controlled as much as possible, depending on the heat outside. So everybody's just loving it in here, throwing out new leaves like crazy. I'm super stoked about that. Got a beautiful variegated Adansonii, Monstera Peru, Obliqua Peru, Esqueleto, and some people are going to say, hey, it's Esqueleto. but I'm pretty sure it's esqueleto, because that is skeleton in Spanish, and that plant is from Mexico. So, nah, boo boo, leave whatever comments you want. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that one. And got some orchids strapped to, a couple pieces of bark, and bought this pretty staghorn for Ashley at a plant show not too long ago, mounted to a nice piece of wood. What else we got, guys? I think this is white fusion or wizard or something, Calathea. I like it. I almost killed it a couple times, but I just divided it, and I've just figured out it needs its shade, and it likes to be a little more on the dry side and high humidity in the air, and it's done better. And our jewel orchids, these things, they've kicked my butt too. I've killed a bunch of them. They have such cool foliage, and I think I finally got them figured out too. They're happy down there in a good bit more shade, and keep the soil a little more moist on them. And forget that one there. That is Plaumenii, maybe the citrus variety, I think. And we've got our peacock fern right here that kind of changes colors. And then we've got Cameron. Again, you're just trying to get all up in my YouTube video today.
Well, the lily pond is done.
Yay, the lily pond. Dude, that's gonna hurt, buddy. Oh, dude, you gotta wear sunblock, man.
Well, I put it on after I was in the sun.
Ah, that's gonna hurt. So let's see, we got some more Fraudex right here, and the Aslanii. That has been another plant that has just kicked my butt. And where did I move them to? I forget. I've been moving them all over the place because I keep killing them. And now I've lost them completely, along with my mind. Where are they? I just moved them. I'm really losing it. This is why I need a vacation. I can't wait to go back. Here they are. Okay, I moved them down here. So these guys have just, I've struggled, man. I've been on the struggle bus quite some time. I had 50 of them. I'm down to however many I got. I just keep killing them left and right. They hate me. I don't know. I've checked the light. You know, we're at around 1,800 foot candles where they're at. Moisture, I try to keep them not wet, not dry. I don't know. If y'all know, put it in the comments below, please. I would greatly appreciate it. And then my buddy Michael gave me some Gracile Anthurium seedlings. They're doing just great. So I really am. I'm excited about this greenhouse. When we get it done and it's all jungled out, I think it's really going to be a showstopper. And the plants they're just loving it. So I've painted the walls. I've got 80% shade cloth on the roof, and it's just I think we found the perfect combination for the right amount of light. Now I got a little more light back here in the back of the greenhouse because my shade cloth didn't go all the way. And at first I was bummed out, but then I was like, you know what, that might be good. I'll just paint this last section, and I can control the amount of light. So the guys that are back here prefer a little bit more light, and so it's kind of worked out well. Got some bonsais in here that are rehabbing. They kind of got forgotten about down by one of the checkout counters and got pretty cooked, but they're coming back. Gave them some Super Thrive, and they're gonna be just fine, I do believe. So this is how much I believe in Super Thrive. So I got a gallon there, and again, Amazon, if you guys want to buy some. I've got a gallon over there on that shelf. I mean, the stuff works. It just works. If you got anything in trouble, you better have some Super Thrive on hand. Got another real pretty variegated Adansonii right there. And then, oh, let me show you guys this. Totally forgot I brought this down here. Over here, we have got, I wonder if you guys know what this one is without me telling you. but there's really no way for me to do that because this is a YouTube video, so I'll shut up. This is Amorphophallus titanum. This is the corpse lily, so it has the largest inflorescence or flower in the world when it decides to flower. I've been reading, and they say that the corm, you know, the bulb down there in the soil, obviously, has to be 10 pounds in order for it to flower. So I potted mine up not too long ago, and it's probably only 4 or 5 pounds, but they grow incredibly fast. This thing was probably pushing 6 inches a day, I bet you. It just woke up from dormancy. It'll go dormant for, you know, 5, 6 months, something like that. And then all of a sudden, when it decides to wake up, it'll either shoot up a leaf. So that is that's a leaf. Or I guess that would be the petiole versus a trunk. And then 1 year, nobody knows why, but when it's ready, it'll just send up a giant flower that smells like rotting flesh, because flies are the pollinators. So it actually, the thing heats up, gets to like 98 something degrees, and stinks to high heavens like rotten flesh, and flies come and pollinate it, and then it falls over, and the flower dies, and hopefully we get seeds, but then it'll go back to sleep, and then the next year more than likely we'll send up another leaf versus another flower. Got a really cool alocasia, is it mycorrhizae? No, that's the fungus. It's something like that. Anyway, it's loving being planted in the ground. Got that big philodendron there, which I think is just gigantium. I can't remember. It had a gigantium flower on it. And I've got this really cool vine a friend gave me, Cissus amazonica, that's climbing up the bamboo pole there. And it's absolutely loving being planted in the ground. That thing's been grown a foot in like 2 days. So just did quite a bit of planting. Got some kind of rare hostas. Well, rare hosta there. That one's called thumbnails. A little bitty dwarf hosta. And just some more random alocasias down through there. And oh, I haven't planted it yet, but I got a really nice pink princess that I'm gonna plant, and it's gonna climb up the wall down here. And then another cool project that I definitely will do a video on for y'all is I'm having some gutters made, and my microphone cord is hung around a plant. There we go. I'm having some gutters made, and I am going to put the gutters in between the two, well, not just two, but in between every set of posts in the greenhouse, and I'm going to have them slightly angled so that, one, I'll have places to put plants versus my ghetto blue shelves that I really don't like, and two, I hopefully will be able to tie them all together in series and flood it and be able to bottom water my plants, and also, you know, I can bottom feed them, and it should work out a whole lot more better. Some more syngoniums and Birkins, and oh, this is cool. So this is Alocasia Jacqueline. Check that cool leaf out. These will be for sale. Only got 3. They're kind of expensive, so they'll be for sale here coming up soon. Bunch more albos. These are all ready for sale. But that's kind of the tour, and I'm tired and hot. I'm gonna go get me a beer. So hope y'all enjoyed that little dime tour there, and stay with us. So if you'll hit that like and subscribe down there, every video I put out, if you also hit the little bell, every video that I put out, you'll be notified. You can check it out. If you find any value in this content, we appreciate it. Drop us a message down below to say hey, and if you're anywhere within driving distance, come see us. We'd love to meet you. And thanks to all of our regulars who support us. We really appreciate you guys, and as well as all your YouTube viewers and subscribers. So thanks again. See you on the next video. What you doing today, Larry? Just hanging out? Yeah, literally.